The plaintiff paid July's rent, which was how much? $1,800?
Correct.
And when did you leave exactly?
On the 1st.
On the 1st of July?
Yes.
So you paid rent without even staying there for the next month. And you got a tenant 1 week after she left.
No, but I see where you're going with this.
Well, let me go. So why wouldn't you refund the 3 weeks or deduct the 3 weeks of rent? You can't charge her half that. You got to charge her less than that as the first part of your calculation for the $1,499. You follow me?
Uh-huh.
And you made $400 above it.
I don't make anything off the rent on the houses, only the owner does.
Well, the owner did. He made $400 and you got that extra $400 for him because you were so quick in getting this re-rented. So don't you think it's fair that we call that a wash?
No, I can't. We got to be fair across the board. And so with our company, we're a franchise. There's 100 other offices. We have strict rules. We can't go above FICO scores. We have a limited number. Your FICO score is going to be this low. That's it.
This is the company voice here. But
yes.
You do owe her the remainder of the rent.
Yeah, that's in the calculations. Have you seen the breakdown? It's there. So it rented on the 28th of July, right? She didn't leave the property until I get keys. I got keys in my office on the 12th of July.
Okay.
Okay. By law, I'm required to have 30 days notice, which she didn't give. She's also required to run out her lease, which she didn't do, which puts everybody into action, right? She's a single mom. She has 3 kids. I'm out there. I want to make sure it gets rented for not just her, but for the owner as well. And luckily for her and for me, we had a qualified tenant that was wanting to move in right away, which doesn't happen all the time, and they want to move on the 28th. Yep. That gives her 2 days credit, and that's on the sheet.
So
That's the 194 that she has.
You deducted the pro rata
rebate
to her for the rent.
Absolutely, and gave it back to her in a check.
What?
It's 194, I think, was the total amount.
I got it. I think we have enough?
Yeah.
Good. All right, we're going to excuse both of you. Thank you both very much. Appreciate it. We're going to deliberate in this case.
This courtroom is now in recess.
I think where you were going and where I kind of saw this going was that you clearly indicated that it wasn't fair simply to use the original 1/2 rent figure that was on the original notice because he got an extra rent. He got $2,200.
I have some concern about calling it half month's rent.
Right.
When you release the property and that time period is actually paid for. To me, that's kind of an inartful wording issue. It's not really an enforceability issue because she clearly signed a lease. I think she doesn't remember and doesn't have a copy of it, but it clearly was signed saying that if I break my lease early, I'm going to be charged this fee. And I think it's reasonable to charge a fee. I believe the defendant, that they got on their horn. They started advertising. They had to bring people in to show the place, things like that. So this is essentially a liquidated damages provision where they're telling you in advance, if you break your lease, you're going to owe us X amount.
Right.
And I think that's fair, and it's a fair amount under the circumstances, which was 1/2 of the month's rent plus a $599 standard fee. I think they did everything properly, except in itemizing what they took from her security deposit, they appear to have made a small error. They inexplicably found that there was no 31st day of July.
Right.
July doesn't end on the 30th, it ends on the 31st. So they were off, I think, innocently by about $103.
So I think we have to give her an adjustment on that. I couldn't make
I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt only because when I look at the ledger, it says that everything was good, but they needed to replace the doors and screens, and that seems to add up. The move-out notes, I mean, literally every category is good.
Right, except that it notes 3 screens need to be repaired or replaced.
Right, but of course and I don't doubt that they needed to be replaced, but she didn't stay there years.
Right, but you think that this type of organization would not have caught that with the prior tenant?
They didn't catch the 31st.
I mean, that's true. But otherwise, all of the withholding from the security deposit appears to be in order.
I agree with you. $103 plus $194.
$297, yeah.
300. We'll round it out to 3. Do we have a verdict, Judge?
Yes, we have a verdict.
Yeah, we have a verdict.
Okay.